Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Lil Bukkit. I'm back with the BC Underground Hip Hop Podcast. I'm here with a special guest, Chad L.E. McGhie.
Hey man, how's it going, everybody?
Give
Thanks for
everybody a quick shout out to all your social media. Let them know where they can find your music.
yeah, you can just type in Chad L.E McGhie, McGhie on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. You'll find me all over. Check out my music on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music for sure.
That's what's up. That's dope. That's dope for sure. So, Chad, man, whereabouts are you from?
I live in Red Deer, Alberta.
You're from Red Deer. Hey, is that where you were born? Did you get raised there? Did you move there later on? What's your story?
I was actually born and raised in a small oil field town called Drayton Valley. So shouts out to all the Drayton Valley people.
Oh, Drayton.
Sure. Yeah, some people, everybody who works in the rigs has probably heard of it for sure.
My buddies from Kamloops all went up there. That's for sure.
Oh, no way. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a small town, man, like less than 10,000 people. So it's like really.
So when did you move to Red Deer?
I moved to Red Deer for the first time in 2012. And yeah, just expanded my horizons. I lived in Calgary once too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red Deer was just something new.
Is that where you started rapping?
No, I definitely started rapping way back in Drayton Valley for sure. Back in the day.
Tell me a story about how you started writing. How'd you get into hip hop?
Well, it was back when I was like, heard my first hip hop when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And it was like always like the bad music that my mom would always take away from me. But then my dad, it was always like, here you go. Here's the cool music back. I was like, thanks, Dad.
That's
and
fire.
yeah, it was awesome, man. Just like listen to all like the good early 90s hip hop. And that's what got me into it.
So like the Big L's, the Big Puns, the Tupac, all that classic stuff, the Mobb Deep, you know?
Yeah, man. Just like the really boom bappy, like jumpy stuff that made people.
Is that what inspires you to make music these days? Is that where you pull your inspiration from?
Yeah, I kind of like all genres of music. If I'm being honest, like if I jam with it, I just rock with it, and I just really try to make good, memorable music these days. Good.
Yeah. Do you play any instruments?
No, you know what? Funny story. My brother, he's the way more musical one than me. I'm just the writer. I just learned how to like make beats with like pianos and drum pads over the years. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, it seems to be a lot more like the technical people in music, they have a hard time breaking over to the masses.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you started out rapping, did you start doing shows in Red Deer?
No, it took me a while to like start doing shows. Like Drayton Valley was kind of like in a closed, dark bubble of itself, and like I actually like did a lot of like the online like rap forums thing.
Oh yeah,
for like a long time.
Did you do any online rap battles or anything like that?
Oh, tons, man, so many. So many back in the day, and I actually I did the text battles thing, then I jumped into the audio.
I've noticed a lot of people start with text battles.
That's tons.
They build their writing abilities, and then they go out to the mic and back it.
Yeah, not everybody does, but
personally, I have a different story, man. I played guitar for like 15 years, and then my buddy that I grew up with in high school, the quote from Kamloops, me and him started this group called the Heavy Set, and I never rapped before. And then I started writing some lyrics, wrote a couple of tracks with him, and it hit. We were very, very successful for 2 years, and we just ended up splitting up and going our own ways. I moved down to Vancouver, and I noticed a lot of people in the battle rap scene had been doing this since they were 10. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It's kind of cool. Everybody has a different story, and like it all.
It's funny. I was about to say that. It's really cool how everybody's like, but it's a huge community.
It is. And as I got older and I realized that, hey, literally for a long time, I'm like, I'm probably the only rapper in Alberta. Then holy shit, I was so wrong about that. I was like, holy shit, it's huge out here.
It's huge.
Just like
you probably saw Doom Squad and you were just, oh my God.
Yeah, like Doom Squad and like Brothers Grimm. Like, I seen a lot of those guys open up like for years before I even got the chance to like work and meet with them too. So that was like kind of cool.
That's really dope.
In ways too. Yeah. And like it's just grown so much. Just like Western Canada, like obviously the Stop Down Boys have done very well.
What kind
It
of work
just
have you done with the Alberta community?
oh so much, man. Like
Who
whether it
who would
be
you say are like your favorite people to collab with?
um uh my favorite people to collab with. I've done so many collabs this year. Um uh, my favorite this year is probably I'll just go to like my favorite this year
Yeah,
probably. Oh, you know, that's even tough.
let's give us a
There-
top five. How about make it a
Oh,
little easier on you?
actually, my favorite collab I've ever done is actually Snakes in the Grass with Comrade from Brothers Grimm.
Yo, shout out Conrad. That's fire. Steven
Yeah, for
Steele.
sure.
Good shit. He's in the forums.
Yeah, they're just amazing people. Actually, like they're just. I got starstruck when I got to like meet them, and it's like I never forget when Comrade actually first gave me props. He's like, "Yo, man, like I have this Lonely Days remix that I did back in the day. I'm actually going to be
Right.
performing that one on tour as well."
Yeah.
And he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, that was fire." And then, like that's how we kind of got going on the Snakes in the Grass thing too. So that's
That's
definitely a top one for
yeah.
sure.
That's really dope. Really dope. Fucking collab. I'm gonna have to check that one out for sure.
Yeah, like the music video is on YouTube for sure. So we actually filmed a video for it.
That's
And
actually my favorite thing about this podcast is getting to meet new people like this that
yeah, man.
are getting referred to other artists in the industry and just kind of checking it out and getting exposed to all this, this work that you guys have done. It's really dope to see because
Yeah,
I know the guy you worked with, right? So it'll be really dope to check that project out.
I really appreciate that for sure. And I do appreciate the opportunity. Shouts out to Chris.
Yeah, Stumps, man.
Yeah,
Fucking Stumpy.
yeah, for sure.
He's a fucking G. He's the GOAT.
He, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah,
For
Chris is
sure.
the best, man.
Yeah. And yeah, and I just like working with a lot of people in general. Actually, I did a really cool collab with Kiowa and Block McLeod. I got them on the same track. Like for those
That's
that
sick.
don't, like
Block's fire.
Kale was sorry, he was signed to Half Life.
Yeah.
For a while. I actually brought him out to Drayton Valley one time. We had a fucking
really?
crazy party.
You
We
guys
got
did a
so
show,
drunk.
or-
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's fire.
And yeah, we got so drunk I was like blacked out in McDonald's as bad.
You need a drink there, bro?
Yeah. Oh no, I got my water here. It's all good.
Good stuff.
Thanks,
Good
bro.
stuff. Yeah. So, fucking, have you done any work with Doom Squad?
No, actually, I've opened up for a lot with them, and like
Yeah.
I know all them. Like Trips is one of my favorite dudes.
Yeah. When they came through
The scene
Kamloops, we
too.
did a show with them, and those
Cool.
guys are the most humble motherfuckers I think I've ever met in the scene.
Yeah, they are.
Trips and Nine Lives and John, they're all so fucking dope, man.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
actually, man, at my Edmonton show last year at Bohemia, like I was just getting things ready, and like John walks up on stage. He's like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" He's like, "Holy shit, man!" I was like, "Thanks for coming through. That's super
fire.
dope." Yeah, yeah, for sure,
Always
man.
down to show love, those guys.
Oh yeah, man. And just the Edmonton scene is actually I grew up pretty close to Edmonton for sure, obviously, and Oilers for life, even though it's a depressing thing every year. But yeah.
Hey, that's that guy's name? That kid that fucking he's been killing it for you guys.
Oh, McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid.
Oh yeah, no,
McDavid.
for sure.
He's
Unless
fucking golden boy.
he's gonna leave though if we don't turn this shit around.
Yeah.
Like that's just it. But
saying that for years, right?
yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, like Alberta just has a crazy scene that's growing in general. Like it's pretty crazy. Just Western Canada, actually.
It's crazy, man. I remember maybe 10, 15 years ago thinking, there's no way I could ever rap. I played guitar. I was like, it's not a viable option. I wouldn't even try it. But now I don't even pick my guitar up. I wake up in the morning, I hear a song and I'm like, oh, I want to write to that.
Yeah.
I got all these ideas for concepts. I feel so much more creative with writing, I've noticed. Like I talked to you this morning and I was telling you the first thing I did, woke up and started writing, right?
That's a great way to
start your day.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Get some things out.
Hopefully, I'm gonna like push this chair back. My mic is like right in my.
So you've been putting music out for years now. I saw that you've got projects on Spotify from like 2013 And you said that you've been doing music for years before. When would you say that your first project was debuted? When did you make
Oh,
your debut to the scene?
well, I'm 31 now, and I started rapping when I was 14. So,
Holy fuck, buds.
yeah, bro, a long time. Just I
Yeah,
just tell people I've been doing it for too long now. But
that's a good over half your life. So
yeah, for sure, man. And just like I released tons of mixtapes and shit when I was like in high school and shit. I didn't take it like seriously then. No, I was just like I
but
never
no,
like
that's such a
fully believed in it then.
honestly,
So
dude,
yeah.
that's such like a building blocks for what you are as an artist now.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like you can literally find all my old mixtapes on Dat Piff still. I got like 40 some songs on there. I don't
That's
know
crazy.
any of the beats though. Like
That's right.
yeah,
You didn't know what you were doing, right?
exactly.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
man. Learning the industry and understanding how to get your music out even is
Yeah.
it's a big hurdle for a lot of artists. They think you just go find a song. I remember once I started getting a little bit of success in hip hop, people would hit me up from my town and be like, "Oh, let's make a song together on this big pun beat. I
Yeah.
wrote a verse to it." I'm like, I can't fuck with that, bro. You need to
Yeah.
learn to meet a producer, make it. He's got to make his own beat, or you've got to make your own, or you got to buy a lease. And just
Yeah.
explaining that to 20 people, it gets to a point where you're like, all right, man, I'm gonna have to just bow out and say no. This collab ain't for me.
Yeah. Oh man, so many people like that over the years, or even just like not even like rappers, man. I've
Like
had so many
friends.
people who are just like, hey, I like sort of always wanted to make music, but I don't know, have a single clue what I'm doing. Can you like write the song, record it, sing it for me, perform it, and release it and give me all the credit? I'm like,
It's like they know because
no.
they know you that they can get that kind of hand in your pocket, but
Yeah.
they don't realize that it's not like that, man. But this is a personal skill you got to build if you want to be in this industry.
Yeah. Facts, man. Super facts.
Yeah.
You still live in Kamloops?
No, I'm down in Surrey now. I was born
Oh,
in Surrey,
okay.
but spent my life in Kamloops. Like I was there from when I was probably 1 until 25, and then I moved
Cool.
down to Surrey and I got married actually.
Oh, congrats,
And
man. That's awesome.
yeah, me and my wife are just building our life down here.
Surrey's nice. Like I know it doesn't have the greatest rep, but I enjoy all of Vancouver. I'm like
You know
from
what's honest,
Alberta. Yeah.
dude? It's got the best rent I could find.
Yeah.
And my job, I work in North Vancouver, East Van, West Van,
Yeah.
Richmond, Delta, fucking New West, Poco, Coquitlam, Maple Ridge, Abbotsford. Sometimes I go to Chilliwack. I
Yeah.
go all over White Rock and Surrey and Langley, and I work in all of the areas, all of the districts, because
Yeah.
I'm a courier. So where
Okay.
doesn't really matter. It actually helps my company that I'm at Surrey because they've got all their drivers downtown and living in East Van or living up in North Van. So I can go in from Surrey, pick up all the pickups from Surrey, drop them off in the day, and then I bring them back out. So it's really sweet.
It's kind of like central almost, eh?
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. Man, this one Airbnb I stayed at in Surrey was awesome. That dude was so nice
Oh,
too,
dude.
actually. Yeah.
The only thing is you just got to stay away from Wally
Yeah.
because
For
the
sure.
neighborhoods around here, like Newton and Wally, they can get kind of greasy, and like there's some people you just want to stay away from because like they
Yeah.
won't give you they will bug you.
What neighborhood is that? That venue, the Bird. I played a show there. I
Oh,
don't think it's open anymore, but
the Bird, I think that shut down. That's probably in
yeah.
Wally.
Yeah, it was a rough part for
Yeah,
sure.
if it's anywhere near Surrey Central. Was it
Yeah.
the Flamingo?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it was. That was just on Surrey Central. That's actually where I did all my battles for
Oh,
Snow.
crazy.
And except actually no, we did one in Delta, but I battled there with just Ryan. And I did I when I with Heavy Set, man, I set up a tour after I had been performing for a year, just to give you a little bit of an idea of how naive I was to the industry. I set up like a 5-city tour just to build, like
Mhm.
a following. But then when I got to each city, I realized only the cities I had been to already knew me and even showed up. So when I came out to Mission, I actually had Little Windex throw the event, but
Nice.
he wasn't Windex yet. It was Dylan.
Yeah.
So I had DTG there, and like my boy Redshirt Mike and my boy Teo Laza. They were all, and I think Cody the Catch was there. Just a bunch of fucking big Vancouver names that all in the underground scene that all know, everybody knows each other, And we went to Mission, and that show was the biggest flop I've ever been to. It was in like an elementary school. No one showed up.
Yeah.
It was rough, and it was a big learning lesson. Because the next night I had the show in Surrey, and we had Dreezus and Philip Solo headlining, and then they brought out the Snotty Nose Res Kids, and or no, is it those two? Are Snotty Nose Red Kids those two kids, or is it? I'm trying to remember their names right now, and it sucks that I can't remember because they're doing really big things right now. They were actually they were getting some flack for a song they did, and then the native community was getting mad at them, and they actually had to write a huge apology for it. Anyways, those kids opened up for us and brought such a huge crowd to Flamingo. I couldn't get in the doors when it was time to do our set. It was crazy.
No way.
Yeah, no, it was
dope.
wild. And yeah, no, it was a really good show, but a lot of learning lessons on trying to throw a tour after performing for only a fucking year. Right?
Fair enough, man.
And managing it all myself. It was rough.
No, man, every experience like that is like a learning thing. Like my attitude's always been rock for 1 or 1,000, man. Just like it doesn't matter. Like we've performed for like lots of big crowds before, but like lots of really small ones too.
Yeah, man.
Like this one time, like when Slave Lake had that big fire that like tore through the town.
Yep.
We they had like a charity concert there.
Right.
We got invited to play up there. And we were literally performing for the sound engineer and like 2 other people and a flock of seagulls, man. It was awesome. It was great. The seagulls were jamming. It was great.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, dude. I remember, you know, those like they do the rave shows or whatever in the interior.
Yeah.
See, they'll have like I don't know, a bunch of kids throw together a bunch of wooden stages like off of fucking just pallets and shit, and then they get this big stage together. They put some DJs up, and then they all go out there and do drugs. They invited us out one day, and we did like a day set, and it was like day 2, I think, of the rave, and there's probably like 18-20 kids like hung over who stayed. Everyone else went home, so we're sitting there performing for like a crowd of like, and it's on the internet too. And we were there with Alphabetic from Kamloops, and cool. It was hilarious. Just those kind of shows really build your character as an artist, you know, and still going there, doing your set and not seeing 18 people and saying, fuck it.
Yeah.
Some people do that, right? They'll see the set, they'll see the show, and they're like, no, I'm not performing for this.
Yeah. I actually have a crazy Kamloops tale. Actually, the only time I've ever played in Kamloops, actually.
Let's hear it.
It's quite the story. And it's like kind of one of these. It's my buddy DJ Weasel. He's
shout out Weasel.
Yeah, you know him too. He's a legend.
I know Weasel well.
He's a fucking legend, man.
I know Weasel really well.
Yeah. Like even like when I played with Mocha only, I was like, you know Weasel? He's like, Mocha was like, Weasel's my boy. I was just like, no way. That's awesome.
Yeah, Weasel's got pictures from like the fucking 90s with fucking Sticky Fingers and Fred Rostar, like Onyx and shit. He's fucking old school.
Yeah, like he's like Weasel's like stayed at my house lots.
That's dope.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I brought him on tour with us.
Yeah, great dude for sure.
Yeah, great guy. Anyway,
we were going out to Kamloops. He's like, "Oh, I got this show out in Kamloops. Let's go." I was like, "Yeah, I'm down for sure, man." We stopped in Jasper. We got really drunk, and the next night we were going to Kamloops, and he didn't tell us anything about the show really. And me and the other guy were just like, "Hey, man, so like, what club is this at?" He's like, "We're just like just about there." He's like, "Oh, it's actually at my buddy's house on the reserve." I was like,
it was Eli's house, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. You know? Yeah, dude, I went to high school with his little brother Colton. Like, that's so funny. Eli, I've known Eli since I was a little kid, man.
Dude, yeah, we rocked his show there. It was fucking a blast, though. It was a blast.
That's so funny. The last episode I had Lil Turtle on the show. Don't know if you heard of him. He's a local guy. He's just popping up. But we talked about that. That's the first place I ever performed, bro. That living room. It's the first place I ever picked up a mic and rapped.
No way. That's
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's actually crazy small world too. That's
Right?
awesome.
And so did they have like all the graffitied up fucking backyard and like
Oh,
his cars and shit and the couches outside in the driveway and
not really. This is
it wasn't
actually
like that yet?
it was the funny thing is it was like we rolled up. It was like in the middle of the field and it was like black.
Yeah,
We're like what the fuck? Where is
that's
this?
the
Like
res.
nobody was there. And they just like we just like hold on, I'll be right back. So he like hops in, just walks into the house. We're just like chilling. We're just like holy shit. It's like was this a bad idea? We're just like what the fuck? Just like we just drove 8 hours. And then he hops back and he's like, oh yeah, everybody's inside. And we walk into the basement and dude, it's like this crazy studio and shit.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
You
okay.
got records everywhere.
Yeah, bro. I was like, oh, okay, this is dope. And then
Yeah.
they had this like set up, like it was like set up in the kitchen facing the living room. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, it was a fucking wild time.
Yeah, no, Eli, he's one of the blackout artists in Kamloops. Blackout artists were like the underground native movement
Yeah.
group. And they had, what was his name? Yogi. And Yogi is like this big, huge Indian dude.
Yeah, dude,
And he can
played.
sing and play guitar like no fucking other.
I know, dude. I
So
was like,
fucking good.
dude, that guy's so good. I gave that dude so much props. Actually, that dude
Yogi
was
needs to be a
phenomenal.
fucking rock star. I'm telling you, man.
I
Like that
know.
guy, he just needs to figure out how to find his lane, and he'll be
Yeah,
killing it. Guy would be killing it. And
dude.
Shauna, she's a good singer too from
Yes,
that group, but she can rap her ass off. That chick can spit bars harder than any of them.
their group had so much like performance energy. It was crazy. It was just really
Big time.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, blackout artists were always crazy. They had a show one time on the North Shore, and it got so nuts that the cops came and shut it down.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
it was like it was out the back of a store. That's and it went into a parking lot, it started spilling out, and then cops were like, "Yo, you guys can't be in the road," and it was just nuts.
That's wild. That's
Yeah.
like that's hip hop though. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, man. Lots of stories in Kamloops. That's a fucking
Word.
yeah, classic place. But no,
Yeah.
I'm really glad I came down to the Vancouver scene. Do you do shows around here?
Yeah, I'm coming back through here like in October. Like
When
I'm playing
where are you playing?
October 10th at the Advent Garden. So we
Advance,
just
eh?
got just a little it's a little venue, but just where my buddy kind of throws things and I was like, man, it's perfect little spot.
Is he like the promoter at the spot?
Like he's the manager of the place.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, we're just gonna my brother actually lives out in Vancouver and he's my manager. We're just basically running that one ourselves. It's gonna be all ages, $10. Pre-sale tickets are up now.
That's fire, yo.
And yeah, we are still looking for a couple openers for that one.
You need some openers, eh?
Yeah, if anybody wants to come through, we're actually paying $25 plus half the tickets you sell for a 15-minute set.
That's huge.
I'm all about making sure people's times are taken care of.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know a ton of guys that would probably hop all over that.
Yeah, for sure. I got
what kind of music do you think you make?
You know, I've been asked this, and it's hard for me to. I don't know. I just make whatever kind of comes to mind. If I'm being honest, like I really like lyrical, technical lyrics for sure. Like I relate to what you said. It's hard to break out for sure, but I kind of like. I try these days. I try to match that technical aspect with like catchy and like broad and like memorable too. So that's really what I kind of go for. Is that middle ground. It's like lyrical enough so that the hip hop crowd likes it, but like broad enough so that it catches the interest of like other people.
Well, because there's thousands of people who listen to music for like that catchy pop sound.
Yeah, exactly.
A percentage of people who listen to hip hop for lyrics.
Yes.
Right. And so that percentage is the people who speak up about it. The people who are listening and giving all the views, they're enjoying it. And so they go in for what they want to hear, they're looking for the sound they like. And the people that are the percentage, not the majority, but the percentage of people that speak up about it, they feel like it should be a certain way. Like boom bap should have stayed to be the majority of how hip hop is made, but there's different genres inside hip hop. There's subgenres. There's trap, there's R&B, there's hip hop, there's jazz influenced, there's you know, like now there's this new like hipster style rap, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. Like Baby No Money. And I'm not saying he's a hipster, but his style is, uh, you know, unconventional to
Yeah.
what normal hip hop artists would rap like. But he's popping off like huge in China.
Really, eh?
Yeah,
Look that dude up.
yeah. You don't know who Baby No Money is, eh? It's
No, it's so hard to keep up with everybody these days. I
he got
gotta
big
be
on
real.
TikTok actually. Have
Oh,
you
really?
put any music on TikTok?
No, bro. I just
So
like.
so like TikTok is it's like a Vine, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of like Vine in the sense that like you make like short videos, but like I uploaded one of my tracks to TikTok and I'm just waiting for it to get approved. And what people do is they'll upload their music and then certain viewers will make dances with the song, or they'll make up challenges, or they'll do little quirky Vine videos, and they'll
Yep.
have background music. And so you can actually promote your music that way. That's one of the ways that Baby No Money got huge is you had this song with Y2K called La La La, and you probably heard it. If you heard it, you'd be like, oh, it's
Probably.
that dude. And it'd be like, oh, that's Baby No Money. Cause it's funny.
Okay.
It's BBNOS or BBNO money sign. So it's not spelt Baby No Money, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of you just have to know him to know that. But
It's
uh,
probably
it's
on
really
my.
catchy music, really catchy music.
Yeah, I actually do DJ some like weddings and events on the side too. It's probably on one of those lists
That's so
somewhere.
funny. Yeah, you
Yeah,
probably like know the guy's music and you didn't even know his name, right?
probably.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, it's definitely one of the like chart hitters, and people the percentage they don't want to hear that, right? They hear this catchy music and they're like, nah, man, this isn't what rap is supposed to be. But
Yeah,
that's not true, right? Rap is what you make it. Hip hop is what you
exactly.
make it. And if you have fun doing this, and millions of people love what you do, how is it wrong?
Yeah,
I can't hold it
actually,
against anyone, right?
and I actually learned a big lesson from doing weddings and like the catchiest you can see the music that sticks with people over time. They're like, huh, and then
Well,
you
what
just
gets
like
people to the dance floor and what gets them sitting around the tables eating, right?
exactly.
Or chatting.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of like that old school hip hop that like gets them moving for sure. And like I love that like you can still have boom bap that people dance to that's still like lyrical and like
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
It's finding an even ground and a
Yeah.
balance. It's big.
Um I kind of like I definitely agree with what you say there. There's definitely um I have my songs that I make for rappers per se, like that are like because I feel like there's the rappers who like are always like targeting other rappers if that makes sense or like they're talking about rap all the time
Totally.
for sure. Yeah, and
I
it's
know
just like
exactly what you're talking about.
and like that's good and all, but like a general audience doesn't want to hear that all the time for sure. And yeah, um, so that's why with actually my last album, Bad Moves, I really started to like branch out into some like different sounds a bit. um, like songs like I don't know, like Sock Feet is actually like a jazzy one. It's about making a porno because everybody has that temptation because
That's
adult life
hilarious.
is, and like dude, that song is fucking goes off live. Like
You know
it's
what?
like
Content is really big, man. I never used to
yeah,
write content. I used to write punchlines because, like I said, I was like into battle rap, and that was how I kind of approached music. And I wouldn't think of the content. I would just think of how to make witty lyrical punchlines.
yeah,
And then my
exactly.
songs didn't mean anything.
Word.
So
Yeah.
then I've got albums of music with heavy set where it just my music means nothing. It's really dope. I've got tons and tons of like praise for my skills, but it was like to me it didn't mean anything. Not the praise, the music. It
Yeah.
if the music doesn't mean anything, then there's what's it going to mean to me,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. And
So
it be so sorry, go
no, no,
ahead.
yeah. So making music that means something to me, I think, has really been what's a big lesson for me,
Yeah,
and
man.
making content that people can understand.
Yeah. And like actually the real side of like rap is like that's like the dopest side. Like this shit that like actually like talks to your spirit, man. That's like some of my like favorite rap. Like, man, I gotta be real. Like, not everybody's crazy about like Jordan Lucas, but man, that guy's like crazy. Like that
Joiner's
guy's like,
crazy, man. That Ross Capanochi song I've always said is one of his
yeah,
best pieces of work.
man, like that Devil's Work song is like on another level of like philosophical shit. Like it
Joiner's
really
crazy.
is. It is. It's and like just like impactful music like that. That's like important music for sure. Music that's
I think one of the best things about coming from like a heavy metal background myself is that I have such an open mind for
yeah,
for hip hop, because I like screaming fucking heavy chunky riffs and like screaming art, like rappers or screaming metal singers, but also I can vibe with like I love my history is West Coast music. I like
yeah,
G Funk and like
yeah,
Spice One and Too Short, Mac Dre. That's how I grew up on Andre Nicotina and like really, really fucking funky music.
yeah,
But I didn't make it, right? That wasn't the music I made. That was the music I listened to for hip hop. And
yeah.
then for the music I made, I would make like Metallica or Arch Enemy or like really heavy metal stuff.
Man, you got any of that like recorded? I'd love to hear. I
No,
love
I
heavy metal
I
actually.
mostly played other people's music. So if you want to hear
Fair,
anything, it would just be listen to Opeth or listen to Arch
dude.
Enemy, and I
Fair.
played it exactly like they did.
So that must be like your favorite. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those two bands and Children of Bodom. I don't know if you know them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is Trivium. Man, I
Oh
fucking
fuck,
love their shit.
they're crazy. Yeah, those are dope.
They're actually like to me they're like I love Metallica too.
Yeah,
Actually like James
James
Hetfield is like
Hetfield.
a
Yeah,
he's like a vocal inspiration to me. I take like I love the little like yas and shit like he does. I try to like do a little bit of that into my music. I do try to
that's
incorporate
cool.
a little bit of rock into my
Yeah,
music.
yeah, you find inspiration that way. That's really dope. Yeah,
Yeah, for
Michael
sure, man.
Ockerfeld from Opeth. He's one of my biggest inspirations, just because of how like when he was playing a guitar, I saw him saying, well, I do this chord and then I go over, I hit these strings and then I hit this chord. And they were like, well, what scale is that? And he's like, scale? He's like, what do you mean? It's the way it sounds on the guitar. It sounds good.
Plays it by ear.
Yeah. And I was like, what? I just couldn't believe that he was playing so
Yeah,
technically by ear. And it was also just like really basic stuff, but played
yeah,
fast. And
yeah,
really easy to get. It's awesome. And I think that's one of my favorite things about hip hop is really basic stuff and simplistic, catchy lyrics. But
yeah,
you can be very lyrical while being simplistic and catchy. And that's one of the hardest things. And that's what a lot of people don't realize when they speak about what hip hop should be or has to be, or that's how you should. This is how boom bap should be, right?
yeah,
They don't realize that it's hard to write something catchy and lyrical and simple.
yeah.
It's very, very difficult.
Oh, for sure, man. Like hooks and shit. Like people, a lot of people like struggle with hook. How many people do you know? He's like, oh, got this track. I got 3 verses, but I don't have any hook yet. Like, how many
Right.
people do you know like that? Like, so
Yeah.
many,
And
right?
then there's the one guy who will be like, man, I can't write a verse to save my life. All I can do is
Exactly.
hooks. But then he can't get any traction because he's just sitting there writing hooks and he doesn't have anyone to go on verses, right? So what
Yeah.
those people have to do is meet up,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You get someone who can write your hooks, and then you write the verses, and then you become a band or something, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely.
I
I
always had trouble writing hooks.
yeah. It
When I,
took me a
yeah,
long time just to like get that simplistic. It's still a thing that has to be refined. I don't know. I just like learned how to like feel it out in the music. I'm just like I kind of just like learn how to feel it out, and, like imagine it a bit. I'm just like, hey, what would be catchy here? Like I just like I don't know. So I get really fucking stoned, and I
I
just
always
like
catch myself writing a verse.
yeah,
I'll be like halfway through a hook. I'm like, this is not a hook.
yeah. And my brother, he could like he's my toughest critic, and he's just
That's
like,
good, man. That's really good to have. Critics are the best. Like my best
yes,
friends, that I show my music, I honestly trust everything they say to me.
yeah,
And
no, that's good, man.
if they tell me they like something, I go with it, right? And if it's just my first instinct and they like it, I'm like, boom, that was great.
Yeah,
I don't put a second thought into it.
for sure, man.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah, like my everything goes through my brother. It gets his stamp of approval. We fought over songs before. It's like some songs like he's like, nah, bro, I'm not feeling it. I'm just like, what do you mean you're not feeling it? You don't get it. And just like you're not getting it. I just like
Yeah.
we like butt heads about it, right? And then it's
You're like,
like
this is one of the best pieces of work I've ever made. You
yeah,
need to understand.
he's usually right 9 times out of 10, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
just
that's
learned
good.
same thing. I just learned to trust his judgment. Like hit the whole bad moves thing, like what we did with my last album was totally his idea. I just had the stack of songs and it's like, what do we do with it? And he was just like, well, I think we should do this and this and this. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's dope. That's really good to have that.
Yeah, buddy. For sure.
Yeah, man. Well, I like to keep these episodes a little shorter. This is probably one of the longest ones I've done so far.
Dope, man.
I feel like we could keep chatting forever. This is really dope. We'll have to have you back on the show.
Anytime, buddy, for sure.
Quickly again, just shout out where people can get tickets for that show you got coming to Vancouver. Let them know where to get your music.
Okay. Yeah, you can check on the showpass.com. Just type in Chad L.E. McGhie, McGhie, and all my shows will come up there. We're doing $10 pre-sale across the whole show. Definitely it's gonna be a dope time. Like, we're gonna be upping the stage presence a lot. So like the showmanship a lot. There's gonna be some cool shit that even if you have seen me play live, you aren't gonna be expecting this. That's for sure. And yeah, again on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere where you can find music. That's where you'll find me. Sure.
What was the date again on that show?
October 10th at the Event Garden. So it's a Thursday. For the Kelowna people, I'll be at the Blue Gator in Kelowna the night before. And we're working on Nanaimo and Victoria as well. So yeah.
Fire. Do you got any like leads on some places in Nanaimo?
I got one guy working on it right now. It was actually my main tour support's the buddy who's like, oh, we should try to get you out in Nanaimo. I was like, shit, bro, we're free that Friday. Let's make it happen.
You know, do you know Matt Dene out there?
Surreal? I don't know if I do. Maybe I'd have to. My Facebook's a crazy
place. Check out Surreal. Look him up.
Okay.
He raps with his kid. He brings his kid on stage. He's got his kid on Facebook with him all the time, doing like they do little ciphers and shit. Matt's like Nanaimo to the core, and yeah, Surreal is Nanaimo, and for Victoria, it's escaping me right now. I know tons of dudes in Victoria.
Yeah, but, for sure.
I'll definitely link you up with a couple of my buddies.
Yeah, even like send me a message afterwards, bro, anytime. And like,
you got it.
If you want to come out yourself for any of these, definitely.
I'm gonna try and make it to that show on October 10th. We'll see if I can make it to that or not. I'll look into it for sure.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Having you on this episode, and we'll definitely look to having you back in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. It was a blast. And
cheers.
Anytime. Cheers, man. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.